Okay, here I am again. My name is Cheryl, and I'm an abstract artist, and I do pours a lot of times by commission. And an earlier video, I'm not sure which one it will be posted with because this is within a couple days of each other, I told about a commission that I received for the browns on the 24 long by like 6-inch width. She's going to use this for her canisters. However, the color she sent me, the tray that I did, turned out beautiful. Let me show it to you. Still drawing. However, it has too much white in it, and she is the client. I love white, and I did not pick up on the fact that she wanted more beige. So here's the picture she sent. So I've mixed up a smattering of colors again, mixture between golden, a bunch of the some of the apple barrel, a tri-art, just different ones. So this is a picture she has in her home, and this is a curtain, and this is her flooring. So she wants a mixture. As you see, there's really not a lot of white in there. So these are the colors I've mixed up below to try to come up with the scheme that she's looking for. This light orange here is a little bit closer maybe to this, but I'm hoping with just adding a little bit of that, the lightness will come through so they're not all darks. The pouring medium I use is a mixture of, I pour the paint in, and then about the same amount of Floetrol, and then I always put a little bit of the Vallejo in. The Vallejo, you can use just about any pouring medium, but I really like the Vallejo. Kind of just gives it a more of for me, I feel it tends to keep more of a steadfast color. So let's go ahead, and there's many videos out there on how to mix your paint, and I don't go into that. Mainly a lot of my videos that I do are an answer to a question that somebody's asking me, or if I'm doing a commission piece, the person likes to see the piece being made. So that's why I do a lot of my videos on YouTube is for those purposes. So the mixture of the paints, you can find those, and there's Anne Marie, there's Melody, there's just many of them out there. So I'm going to go ahead and just start pouring. Again, with one this size, I'm going to do a couple glasses full. I don't have any particular way of, where I'm going to put the paint. I like to layer it. I don't like to layer them the same throughout. I think it kind of gives more of an interest if you pop it up a little bit and get a little bit of color here, a little bit of color there, not the same ones. And so that's kind of how I roll here. So I'm mixing it up here. What I do when these are done is I don't put silicone in them because I put resin on the top, and I find silicone tends to have a residue that will cause pits with your resin. And I know there's a lot of ways around that, cleaning your board off with Dawn soap or cornstarch, but I find that's a lot of work, and a lot of times it's not, I can't always get the resin or the silicone out. So I really like I think the look of the poured art with the resin is just as beautiful without having that extra silicone in it. So I'm perfectly fine without it. I do not look at whether paint is translucent or opaque. I don't have any structure about pouring high or low. I think that as an abstract artist, I look more for the composition of the art when I'm pouring it more than I do the transparency or the opacity of the paint. I think I have enough paint, and again, as I mentioned, I don't have a problem with extra paint. I always use it in a lot of crafts that I do. I say crafts, I guess a better word is I have a lot of art forms that I work with. I use a lot of the paint on other pieces of art. I scoop it up into jewelry. I'll make it into watercolor paper, coasters, all sorts of different forms. So I do not like to waste the paint. A lot of people want my skins that are other artists that I work with. I work in a community with other artists. So there's a lot of people that ask for my skins if I have any extra. So nothing goes to waste. And today, yes, I'm putting on gloves. Don't be. I do a lot of abstract, very large art in my studio, and so I do get a lot of paint on my hands. But here are the cups. Gorgeous, aren't they? Just love that, the way it looks. All right, as I did yesterday, I'm gonna do one kind of like a flip, and the other I'm kind of just gonna pour around. Hope this fits her scheme of what she's looking for. If not, I bought other tiles. This particular client of mine is very traditional, so she was excited to get a piece of art. I feel she just wants a piece of art from me, and this style of art, more of an abstract, is not a normal type of painting she has in her home. She's gotten several pieces of art from me before and loved it, but abstract is not what her style is. So this is kind of fun for her to have a couple pieces of my art in her home, and challenging for me to make something that she will ultimately really like, and that's my goal. So here again, I'm working to get the corners. I have plenty of paint, so what I think I'm going to do is, I got a lot of blank spaces in the middle, which I actually think she'll like, but there's a big glob there. But I think what I'm going to do is fill that in with some of my mixture here. I want to make sure I get a lot of this color in there.
Premiumbeat.com.
Beautiful color. let's see, I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, because of the fact that she has a brown carpet, let's put some more of this in. Okay. You go ahead and do up another mixture of different colors here and put it on to give it more of a balance here. Let's see, what do I have left? Okay. This is the gold, or actually copper. What I'm looking for is just an overall balance. I don't like things cutting off of the canvas. This is a tile, but the canvas in the middles of the canvas or the composition. I like to have things a little bit off center. I think it's more pleasing to the eye. The eye tends to want to just flow to different spots of the canvas when you do that. I'm liking the colors. I'm liking the balance between a lot of the different colors all mixed together here, with more of a softer tones down here. It almost, if I were to pull up her curtain, kind of picks up her curtain in a lot of ways, more of the stripes. I think this down here kind of picks up on the flower. This is more of a not just your solid color, but it kind of helps pick up the variations in the flower. And the only one that I didn't get a lot of, but it blends, is the carpet. So what I may do is put some more of the dark. That will help me ensure that I have the carpet colors. And I may put some more of the beige. Alright, and then let's bring in, just to keep some of this, focused and in it. So I'm enjoying it. I think that definitely does not have white in it, which is a color I like. Let's add a little more of this gray to give it interest. I, as an abstract artist, when I put a color in one spot, you see there's some gray down here, some gray here, and gray here. I like to have it balanced. I guess it helps, you know, if your eye comes across the gray, you're going to see it, you know, in several spots, at least 3. This pattern, you see that again transposed down here, and maybe a little bit of that type of pattern there. I'm loving this right here. Let me see what I can do with a little bit of this color that is in her curtain. It's not really in her flooring. Let me just have a little fun with this color, because it's up here. I've now brought it down, maybe a little bit down here. Just a beautiful color. Kind of just helps blend with, counterbalance some of the darks in there. Then let's see. This is more of the browns that's in her. Actually, this is in her carpet and her curtain. Just gonna line this. So, I took my gloves off, but let's give it a little interest and see what we can do by So I'm liking that, and I hope that she will. And if things go well, if not, I'll do another one for you in front of you. When you do commissions, it is perfectly okay to not go through the first swipe and it be a success. The other ones that I have is definitely not going to go to waste, because I love it myself. So cheese trays are a very popular seller. I can't really keep them in stock. They're just gorgeous, and I use art resin on them, which is a FDA approved resin to be able to put food on top of them. So there is always somebody that is looking for a tray of some sort, especially one that is when they're so beautiful like this. So, all right, I am going to stop here and let this dry, and then the next step that will happen is I will look to see if it needs any additional spots, but it looks like I've covered everything. I haven't looked on the other side, but I'll do that. And then it will go into the resin stage, which is a whole nother process in itself. So I hope you've enjoyed this.